Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you today?
I am a little bit cold, which is dumb because it's warmer today than it has been the last like 4 days. So,
Oh
I
my
don't
goodness. It was pretty chilly out today when I went out to feed the outdoor cats and move my vehicle because we were getting a propane delivery this morning. It was -1. So it's definitely not warmed up that much here.
I think it's 27 here today, but we still have snow.
It's like a heat wave.
I know it's a heat wave, and I mean, okay, this is Arkansas weather. When it's 27 degrees and the snow is melting, go figure. Anyway,
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wellness Wake Up Weekly. And this morning, Christine and I are excited to bring you a topic that we've kind of been hinting on, which is about our nervous system. Calm isn't a mindset, it's a nervous system state that needs resetting. So, we're excited to bring you this today because it really plays into a lot of our health and our wellness. And so, before we dive into the topic, let's quickly introduce ourselves. And as you are hopping on, be sure to say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if it's snowy where you are, if it's negative, if it's warm. We want to know. And all of you in warm weather, we're going to just pretend that we're there with you and soaking up the warmth in the sun.
absolutely. Okay, Carrie Marie, you want to introduce yourself first?
Oh, sure. I can go first. So I am Carrie Marie Vaughn, the Unstickify Your Life coach, and I am located in upstate New York. As we mentioned, very cold. It's quite snowy here. We just got 2 days worth of snow, and but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's birds out everywhere, and I do enjoy most of the time doing things outside. This kind of weather, I stay inside. I don't care for negative weather. I'm all up for going for walks in the winter, but maybe when it's like close to that freezing line or above.
Or at
Bundle
least
up.
when there's no ice.
Yes, but when everything is just bitter cold and covered in ice, it's a little bit dangerous to be out and about. But anyway, most of the time I love doing things outside: hiking, camping, walking, horseback riding, swimming when it's warm, all of the above. I love doing outdoor things, and I love helping people to get unstuck. That is my passion, to help people get unstuck. And I have a really cool tool that can help people get unstuck in 15 minutes or less. So feel free to drop the word stuck in the comments if you want more info, but we're not talking about that today. I just wanted to mention it. So I will let you introduce yourself, Christine, and then we will dive into the topic about our nervous system.
Yes. So I am Christine Lunceford. I am in North Central Arkansas, and we got our first snow of the year. And I have been locked up in the house since Friday because not totally. I just haven't left my house. I've gone out and fed the chickens, taken care of the chickens, and gone outside with the dogs. But as far as moving my car, no. Um, and I am an Empower You wellness coach, and I took the snow days and I had work that was scheduled. Well, it got canceled. So I took these snow days and I redid my food freedom method coaching plan. So I am so excited. Like in one day, I wrote the outline, the start of the workbook, and yes, I'm super excited. So that
So
is
I am so excited for your workbook to come out because if y'all don't know, Christine wrote an amazing book and it's called Wrong Answer. And it really dives into, and again, we're not going to go on and on about this, but it makes me
I
excited.
know.
It goes into the topic of like when you know there's something a little off with your
Mhm.
body and you go to the doctor and they're just like, oh, everything's fine. Wrong answer. That is not correct. Like we know our own bodies, right? And so
That's
anyway,
right.
not yet read Christine's book, be sure to pick it up. It's on Amazon. Christine can drop the link after this episode so that you can grab it easily on Amazon. And you're going to want to get your hands on it, but then also keep your eyes out for when her workbook comes out, because that will help you walk through things in your own body, and ask the right questions and all that stuff and being your own advocate. So, anyway,
Yes. Okay, see, we can digress so easy. As you can tell, we are very passionate about women's wellness.
yes.
And we have different approaches, and that's okay. And honestly, I would say you need us both. I mean, full disclosure, you need us both. She does
Yeah.
things I do, and so anyway,
And that's
um,
why we work so well together and we get along with each other so well. We're such great friends, is because we are just so passionate about the same type
mhm,
of thing, but we were given these God-given talents to be able to help women through different things in different ways. We're both unique in our approach to things and what we do. And so it's literally, if you work with either or both of us, you're going to get some sort of a benefit because it's amazing. And anyway, we could go
yes,
on and on about it, but
yes.
let's chat
So
about what actually, like, for instance, we all go to sleep at night or take our naps or whatever, but if that in itself isn't helping us feel calm, it's probably because calm isn't just a mindset trick, or like, oh, I got a good night's sleep, or oh, I took a nap, so now I must be calm. But it's actually like our nervous system that's
mhm,
throwing us off and that we need to reset. And so we're going to be chatting about that today.
yes, and it can be easy and it can be simple, and also you have to be aware that sometimes it takes time and
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly. So, and I would like to know, for those of you who are watching, and I know Christine and I, our answer is yes. So
yes,
I want you to drop a me in the comments if you ever feel tense, even when you're supposed to be relaxing. Like, let's just say you sit down on the couch and you're trying to relax, maybe trying to watch a movie or get into a book, or you go for a massage and you're just tense and you can't seem to relax. I mean, but oh my goodness, Christine and I were literally just chatting about this the other
I
day.
know. That was me this weekend. I am like, "Okay, we've got 2 snow days. I can relax." I found myself sitting there in the tension in my shoulders, and I was, like, clenching, and I thought, "Why am I doing this?" It was honestly, it was guilt. I felt guilty for sitting still. I don't have kids running around. I don't have kids that weren't starving or that were not being fed. I didn't have a husband not being fed. Everybody was fed. Everybody was taken care of. And yet,
Even the chickens.
yeah, even the chickens, and they were mad because they got left in their pen, but still, my body was in that, I guess, fight or flight
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah, that
being in rest
happens
and
to me
repair.
all the time. That does
Oh,
happen to me.
yeah.
I need to train myself on being able to relax, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today because, the same thing. I will, like, sit down with the intention of wanting to relax, like, my mind is telling me, "Relax," but my body is like, No, I shouldn't be relaxing. I have so much to do."
I know, but first, I'll relax, but first.
Yeah.
That's the joke around here is that I'll, like, sit down to relax, and I'll suddenly think of something, and I'll jump up and go do it,
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
which leaves us in that constant state of honestly, let's call it what it is. It's stress.
Yeah, it is stress.
It is physical stress,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
yeah.
And what the thing is that the more that we are in that, like, chronic state of stress, it's
Mhm.
it's telling our nervous system to always be on high alert, and so we
Yes.
can't let our bodies relax. And so
Mhm.
that's why when we go to sit down or when we go to lay down for a massage, like, literally both of us have had this experience when we've gone to a massage therapist. The whole idea of a massage is to relax. And the massage therapist is like, calm down a little bit, like, just relax.
I've had him pat me and go, "Relax," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, oh, yeah, oh, okay."
Yeah, because we're, like, tightening up even though we don't mean to. Ugh,
Yes,
it's
yes, or my chiropractor says it to me too. She'll go to adjust my feet, and she'll, like, bounce my foot, go, "Relax,"
yeah,
and I'm already running.
yeah,
I don't even allow myself to do that. So, here's the thing, I'm sure everybody here knows, even if you don't know, you know. Tight shoulders, jaw clenching. Oh, yeah, I clench my jaw. I don't
yeah.
grind my teeth, but wow, do I clench my jaw.
Or the
Shallow
stomach,
breathing.
like, have you had your stomach kind of, like,
I
tighten
don't
knots? You don't even realize it until all of a sudden you're like, "Ooh."
I actually, yes, now that you say that, and I don't think I ever made that connection. I just always figured it was, my gut.
Yeah.
Huh.
I have
Yeah.
noticed that. I have noticed that I was, like, clenching, almost like I don't even know what. I have no idea why, but all of a sudden, I'm like, "Why do I feel so yuck?" Oh, because I've just been clenching these muscles for no reason whatsoever, just because I just felt like yeah, like anxious or something. I don't even
Mhm,
know what it was, but it's that nervous system of just thinking that, "Oh, we're forgetting something," or "We should be doing something else,"
mhm.
or whatever it may be. There's so many things going on inside of things that we're basically self-sabotaging ourselves and not allowing ourselves to really fully rest and relax. And our bodies need that because we need to be able to rest and relax and repair our bodies and our cells. Because if we're not able to fully do that, then we're just going to be in that constant state of stress. And that's not good for us at all. It's such a detriment to all areas of our health. So,
Yes, and there's no spot that your nervous system doesn't touch.
yes, yes,
It
you're
I
right.
mean, your entire body is one electrical system. If something's glitching out in one place, trust me, it's glitching out throughout.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely. And that might be why you're experiencing other weird things too. It might not be just the tension and being tight in
mhm,
different areas. You might be experiencing other things because the nervous system is issues are leading to these other things. So anyway, that we could go on and on about that forever. But I
yeah,
would like to know for those of you who are watching, have you ever sat down to relax? Or gone to get a massage, or maybe tried to take a relaxing bath, and for some reason you felt tension or you felt anxious or you felt guilty or felt like you should be doing other things. I mean, I think all of us have probably experienced this, but drop a yes in the comments if you have ever experienced this where you have tried relaxing, but for some reason you can't get your mind and your body on the same on the
on
same
the same page. Your
hello.
your desire to and here's the thing, you cannot think yourself out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
In a way though, because I've had to basically tell myself before, like, relax my toes. And I can't speak right now. I learned this through a meditation that I took one time
Mhm,
where it
mhm,
basically it went through and I didn't even realize that I was tight and tense in different areas until I went through this and it was like relax your toes,
mhm.
relax your feet. And it like our mind had to tell our body to relax, but then going through every single part from the toes all the way up to the tip of your head, your face, you don't realize how many times you're holding tension in your face. That's why
Mhm.
we get your little lines. Have you noticed that a lot of people get the lines in between the forehead? Those are worry lines because, or up here
Or
too,
thinking lines. My
thinking or
husband thinks I'm mad half the time because I'm thinking so intent, and that's why I've got these lovely
yep.
but
So that's another thing, like, even if you can just remind yourself, like, tell your body each of the different things. It only takes a few minutes to go from your toes all the way up to the tip of your head, especially if you're laying in bed, you're trying to sleep at night, but you're just tossing and turning. The whole counting sheep thing, I don't know if anybody does that anymore, but try doing that of just paying attention to each little part of your body and telling it to rest and relax. Just telling it. And you'll notice that all of a sudden you release that tension one body part at a time until you finally feel like you're kind of calm.
yes,
So,
yes. Calm,
yes.
supplementation. Calm is one
Yes.
of my favorites. When you said that, I'm like, calm
Yeah.
and ignite. Those 2 actually calm, ignite, and adapt. And I know that sounds terrible, but the 3 of them together just
Yeah, I like to have calm before bed,
mhm,
because it kind of, like, turns off all of those, like, racing thoughts in the mind, and it helps the body to relax. It doesn't make me sleepy at all, but it
no,
helps my mind and my body to just relax a little bit because I think it's got adaptogens in it and stuff like that. I can't remember all the ingredients in it, but anyway, really,
I know
really
what
good.
it does, and that's the important have you ever had a day where I call them "it's been a day" and, like, everything has gone wrong? I have taken them in the middle of the day, and sometimes it just is like, oh, it's almost like, a cooling bath for your brain.
Mm,
I
yeah.
somebody told me that once, and I was like, what? And then after I thought about it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
your brain's on fire because everything's going on. You take this and it just quenches that. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and I agree, like, I take the Ignite and the Adapt in the morning because then it helps my brain and my body, like, focus and just be, I don't know, it's so hard to describe, but I notice the difference when I don't have it because then my brain is squirrely, my body is tight, and things like that, and so then when I take these, it just kinda helps everything to just fall in line. Helps me to
Yes.
focus and helps my body to not be so uptight.
Yes. 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 And people have heard, if you've not heard our past episodes, go back and listen to some of our past
Yes,
episodes because I swear this is something that we talk about every single time for everything, and that's breathing.
yes.
So
Yeah,
I am currently
absolutely.
reading a book called Breath. It
That's
is almost scary how effective it is as I'm reading through this. I'm just like,
wow.
mind blown. I mean, literally mind blown. They were taking emphysema patients, not curing them, but teaching them how to breathe again so that they had quality of life.
Wow. Yeah, and it really does do a big it changes our whole body,
Mhm.
and because we normally, when we're breathing, our breathing is kind of shallow. We're just breathing, like, in the very, very top part of our lungs. I
Yes.
mean, we have to breathe, obviously, and our bodies do it without us thinking about it, which is great. We're just
Thank you,
amazing.
God.
Yes, thank you, God. We are amazing,
I'd
miraculous.
be dead by now.
But in order to really calm down the nervous system, sometimes we need to take intentional deep breaths. And so actually, we can do it in a little bit. Let's do that. Let's do a deep breathing thing. But
Yes.
also something in addition to the deep breathing, because deep breathing is important, it really helps to fill our entire lungs with breath, with fresh breath. And especially if you do it intentionally, thinking about good things that you want to breathe in and thinking about bad things you want to breathe out, and not
Mhm.
really good or bad, but like positive or negative or ideal or non-ideal, whatever you want to think of it as. But that's always really good in kind of in both the mind and the body. So
Yes.
the other thing is shaking, like shaking everything out. If you have a vibration plate, Christine and I both have vibration plates.
I
It's
don't know
so
if you can see it. You see the blue thing on the floor
oh
right
yeah,
there?
yeah, I see it. Okay,
That's my
cool.
vibration plate. Okay, and
Mine's
that right
over
there
there.
is going to be the pad for, Autumn when she starts her massage.
Ooh, love it.
I love being a guinea pig. So,
Yeah.
anyway, we
Also
didn't even
dance.
mention that. That is also something that is very powerful for resetting your nervous system is massage.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And also different, like, grounding things through your
Mhm.
senses. So, for instance, if you're finding yourself kinda tense and tight and anxious about things, if you all of a sudden just start tuning into, "What am I hearing right now? What am I seeing right now? What am I smelling right now? What am I touching right now?" And you're taking your focus away from what you are stressed out about and just putting it into actual things that you are hearing,
Mhm.
seeing, smelling, touching, all of that. Bring all of your senses into, and you even tasting. Maybe you're having a sip of coffee or whatever you're drinking, and
And
just
focus on it. Just
yeah,
focus
focus on
on
just
that.
that for
And,
just a little bit.
like, okay, so kinda like if the sun comes out and all the clouds part, you wanna focus on the sun. So whatever that thing is, think of that as your focus.
Yeah, yeah, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your mind and body can just settle down when you're just focusing on something simple like that, what you're
Mhm.
seeing, what you're hearing, that type of thing. So, let's actually I'm gonna, bring up
I've
a
got a
little
timer
tool.
ready.
Oh, you already have a timer ready?
I already have a timer ready. You just
Oh,
tell me when to
perfect.
go and I'll hit start. Tell
Okay,
everybody what
so
we're doing first.
yeah, let's do a 60-second, okay? So 60-second, not much time. It's only 1 minute out of your life. We're going to do a 60-second intentional breathing where we're going to breathe in calm and breathe out stress. Okay, so let's do it together. So go ahead and start. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in calm. And breathe out stress. Breathe in calm. And breathe out stress. Breathe in calm. And breathe out stress. And breathe in calm. And breathe out stress. And breathe in calm. Look at that. And breathe out stress. All right. So, what did you think about that? How did it make you feel?
For me, I do this on a regular basis. Like I intentionally breathe because I know me, I don't breathe fully.
Mhm.
And okay, anybody else have a minute feels like forever?
Yeah, that seemed like it was a really long time, right? But literally it was only 1 minute.
1
1
minute.
So think
Yes.
about what a difference you can make in 1 minute. It just goes to show how our lives can literally be changed in such a short amount of time. Just a 60-second deep breathing exercise like that can help you go
Mhm,
from feeling stressed and anxious and like your mind is going in every different direction to calm,
mhm,
more focused. And I want to remind everyone that of things don't need to take a long time in order for you to be able to get out of whatever state you're in. If you're in a crazy mind state, if your body is tense, it doesn't need to take a long time.
no, it can be instant.
Mhm.
I mean, really, 15 seconds of breathing can completely change everything. Look what a
Yeah.
minute did.
Yeah. That was a
And
full
I'm
minute.
hoping everybody stuck with us for the minute because we were quiet for a minute. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, a calm nervous system is something you create. You can't force it.
Mhm.
This isn't like pushing a rock up a hill. It's like pushing the rock down the hill and then you go, "Bye-bye."
Yeah, and it's like, it's that
Yes.
release, that just relaxing release of just letting something go. We're letting stress go. We're letting tension go. We're letting anxiousness go. We're letting stress go. All of that, getting rid of
Mhm.
it. So
Yes.
it should feel good. It shouldn't feel hard to do.
Exactly. And if for some reason you're finding it feels hard, please reach out to one of us.
Mhm.
We do this work like on a regular basis.
Yeah, we
This
can
is
definitely help
this
you through.
is uh, these are things we do all the time. At least sometimes I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not perfect at all.
Yeah, and we're going
Consistent
through
sleep.
this along with you, and that's why we like to
Oh,
share
yes.
what's working, because there's no sense in doing all kinds of things that might not work. You might as well just get some tips from us who have already been through it and found out what didn't work, but then wanna share with you what is working.
Yes. Consistent sleep.
Yes. Yeah,
That
that
is
also
one
supports your nervous system a ton.
when I shifted to that, and it's been many years now, it's been well over a decade that I shifted to consistent sleep,
Mhm,
even on the nights that I don't necessarily sleep well, or if I don't get enough sleep because for some reason I can't sleep, um, I still tend to get up and feel mostly rested because
mhm.
I'm very consistent. So just I go to bed at 7:30. There's no reason why I have to go to bed at 7:30, but I've done it for so many years that I consistently go to bed at 7:30. Now, I also consistently get up between 4 and 5 o'clock every morning. This
Mhm.
morning, it was 3:30 when the dog woke me up.
Oh
So,
my
I have
goodness.
been out of bed since 10 to 4. Um, but that's okay, and I will make it through the day, and I will make it till 7:30 because it's consistent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's important. And if you're not getting consistent sleep, figure out how you can do that. Figure out how you can shift your schedule in a way that you can get consistent sleep. And be good about trying to go to sleep around the same time every night and waking up the same time every morning. I get it if sometimes your schedule doesn't allow for that. Mine doesn't allow for that at all times. Sometimes I have to get home late, but then I make sure that I am still getting the right amount of sleep. I don't wake
Right.
up as early the next morning on the days that I have to be out late at night. So you can
Well, and
figure it
here's the thing, it's consistent,
out.
not
It's still
perfect.
right. Right.
And
Exactly.
I have been from the studies that I've read, it says it's more important to get up at the same time or within, like, I think it's an hour, within an hour or so at the same time, um, getting up at the same time is more important than going to bed at the same time.
Interesting.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, and I wouldn't think that would be important. Like, let's just say you have to stay up for 2 or 3 hours past when you usually go to sleep. I wouldn't say waking up around the same time would be that beneficial because then you're kind of losing
not for what you do.
yeah.
That's and I agree. I mean, to me, 8 hours of sleep is 8 hours of sleep. And here's the thing, if you can and you have to go to bed late, don't set an alarm and let your body wake you up the next morning.
Mhm. Yeah,
Because I
or
know
animals.
kids or animals.
If you have pets, they may wake you up.
Mine is Shelby every
Or
morning
children.
standing at my door
Children or
crying.
pets probably wake people up, and you don't even have to worry about an alarm. Um,
No, and she's
another
actually sitting right here and asleep and now has squishy face because I said her name. Anyway, so balancing your blood sugar.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's super important. People
I'm
don't
not
realize that because people
I'm not
think
real
like,
good
"Oh,
at that.
only diabetics need to balance their blood sugar." No,
I
that's
don't
not
know that I don't I think that is a space that I could definitely improve.
mhm. I'm working on that right now. I'll let you know how, the results once I'm a little bit
I
farther in.
cannot wait. I cannot wait to
Yes.
hear because I
I
know that
I'm
you're up to
I'm
something
testing
and
some
I can't wait to hear.
I'm testing some things out with my body, so just letting you all know, stay tuned. I will let you know how things go. I'm
Yes,
only in, like, what, 3.5 days in right now, so
yes.
I'll keep you posted.
So,
Um,
gentle movement was another one, and I watched the Tai Chi walking videos that you sent me, and I was like, "Man, that really looks simple." And I get I here's how I'm gonna implement it into life because, we've talked about this. Go back and watch the other habit stacking. So, I work from home. I've decided to figure out how to do the Tai Chi walking, and when I have to go to the bathroom, I'm gonna Tai Chi walk to the bathroom and back.
ooh, nice. I was gonna suggest that you do it while you go out to feed the chickens and back.
I could do that too. And here's the other thing, and gentle movement, but it also is going to force me to slow down
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
running to the
That's
bathroom
so
and running back and sitting back down, which is terrible for you anyway. It's going to
mhm,
force me to slow down.
yeah. Yeah, and gentle movement doesn't necessarily have to only be walking. It could be yoga, it could be dancing, it could be whatever your body feels like it needs in the moment. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. It's
Yeah,
trying to
no
tell you
kidding.
something.
Yes, that is
Um,
very true. Very
oh,
true.
another big thing is the reducing stimulation at night before bed and specifically like TV, phones, all of that
Yeah.
stuff, like loud music, anything that is stimulating your body because that's almost triggering your body to wake up and to be more
Mhm.
alert. And so it's going to take a really long time or it's going to be very difficult to allow your body to relax if you are being stimulated right before bed. Also, alcohol, caffeine, any of that. Like, so it's not just what you are doing with your eyes, but it's also stimulations like that. So anything that would stimulate you, remove that. You're
Yeah. Okay,
so
and I thought of two more things that people can do. As we were sitting here talking, and we didn't think of them when we were talking earlier this week. Um, the ionic foot detox.
yes.
It pulls stuff out of your system, which calms your nervous system, and Epsom salt bath. I'm
Hmm.
going to give a caveat to that. Make sure you don't react to Epsom salt. My sister does.
Yeah,
So,
try it in a small amount, like with one part of your body first, maybe instead of you dunking your
like
entire
maybe your
body.
feet,
Yeah,
put your
feet.
feet in an Epsom salt bath and try that. And for the most part, people can use it.
Yeah.
I
I
just wanna
actually love doing that. That's something I do quite regularly because I don't get out to do the ionic foot bath very often. I mean, there is my friend, Kelly does it locally. So if you all are local to me and you want Kelly's contact info to go and do that, let me know and I'm happy to connect you to. But, you can at home do a foot bath. What I do is I got one of those. I think it's supposed to be a thing for washing dishes. And,
mhm.
I got it at the dollar store, and this was back when it was actually a dollar store, now it's a $1.25 store, but anyway, or more. I saw something for
Yes,
$3.
or more.
But anyway, it's like it was a bin for a dollar that's supposed to be for washing dishes in, and I literally just put a little Epsom salt in the bottom. I have an activated charcoal Epsom salt that I got, and and then I just fill it up with warm to hot water, enough not to burn me, but enough to be super relaxing and that doesn't go cold immediately and just sit there while I'm doing other things. I could be eating, I could be reading, I could be
Mhm.
working, whatever it is. I can do other things while my feet are soaking, but it's allowing those toxins to be released and allowing your at least your feet and your legs to be calm. And if you
Yes.
pair it with
So
something like reading a book or listening to something, that might also help your whole body become calm as well.
yes, and if anybody's local to me, Francis Massage is where I go. However, Autumn actually bought one on Amazon. I would try it first. I would go, whether you're near me or you're near Carrie Marie, find some place to go and try it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, if you're not going to do it all the time, don't buy it. It's
Oh,
going to
they're
sit
very
on the shelf.
expensive. They're extremely expensive, and so, like, I wouldn't just go and buy one of the.
Well, the one that Autumn got was like $40.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No,
I thought that they were. I mean, this one, though, that my friend has is a commercial one, and
I was
so.
going to say yes, there's different grades, but
Mhm. Yeah.
so, anyway, we can digress, but that is something to think about is Epsom salt baths and for me, if I take an Epsom salt bath, um, I sleep amazing.
Mhm. I
Like,
find
I
myself.
can't take the bath in the morning, I will do nothing the rest of the day.
Yeah. I find that going in the hot tub before bed is really nice. It just because it does allow me to fully relax. And it was literally such a blessing. I feel like it's one of the best investments we ever made was in the hot tub because it's the only time that I will literally just be sitting still and relaxing for 15 minutes straight on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's like me, making a massage appointment or going somewhere for, going to my aqua detox or
Mhm.
something like that. But on a regular basis in my home, that's one of the only times that I actually sit for 15 minutes straight and relax. And it's nice because then I can do it together with my husband or just by myself, whatever. But oh my goodness, it helps me sleep so much. On the nights that I don't go in there, I'm like, oh, I kind of crave it, but I'm also not
That
gonna
is
go.
actually on my wish list. am married to an electrician.
Perfect. You could just put
Well,
the little
actually,
hookers
it's
in.
more a matter of he's like, "That's a waste of electricity." That's the answer I get.
Yeah, but there's ones that are probably not as bad. You know what I
Oh, I
mean? Like,
know.
I feel like so many things, are a little bit more energy efficient these days, and if you want a recommendation, we got ours delivered. We ordered ours online, hottubs.com, I think, or just hottub.com, I can't remember. But anyway, we ordered ours online. We did have to have the electrical work done because it has to be a certain type of outlet in order for it to be able to plug in. So we did have to do that and have a new breaker switch for the hot tub. But oh my goodness, I've
I have a
whatever,
perfect location for it,
yeah,
so
and
I just
whatever
have to convince
amount
my
of
husband.
money I spend on electricity costs for that, well worth it.
Yeah.
There
Oh
are
my
certain
goodness.
things that are worth the investment in life, and
Yes,
that's
and
one of
here's the thing, all of these things that we're getting excited about, because of course, we're now digressing into this. These are all things that we do to calm our nervous system, because
yes.
Carrie Marie and I are constantly on the go. We're constantly doing things, and
Mhm.
Carrie
Yeah,
Marie's a mama of
3,
adult children.
3
I
adult
wanted to
children.
say 4. Why did I wanna say you had 4 kids? I don't know.
Uh,
Anyway,
I have 3 cats too, and right now we have 3 extra cats and a dog living with us, so it's.
yeah, and I'm a mama to 4 Jack Russells. I mean, 4 Jack Russells and, mm, 8 chickens, 7 chickens, I don't know.
And you have grandkids.
And I have grandkids. So, I don't see them as much as I would like to, but, so here's the thing. Know this, you're not broken,
Mhm.
and you're not broken beyond repair. Your nervous system needs your protection, it needs you to support it, and we live in a I wonder if every generation says this. We live in a very fast-paced world,
Yeah, I feel like
and
it
I
gets
kinda
more and
wonder
more
if every
fast-paced. Do you think
I
I feel like it wasn't back in the day, like, when you hear stories about how people lived, like, 80, 100 years ago, it didn't seem quite so fast-paced, and I think that having all of the technology that we do, which is so funny because it's supposed to actually be saving us on time, saving us on this, all of the technology, but I also feel like it's almost forcing us to do more, 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 more. Oh, you don't have to do this because you now have this automatic thing that does it, but you can do this, this, this. And I feel like society almost pressures us all to do more, 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 more all the time. And it's so
there's a
fast.
pressure to fill every moment.
Yes. And to expect things instantly. Like think about TikTok videos. They're
Mhm.
short. Like it's just consumption like crazy. We're consuming all of this media, all of this food that is not good for our bodies. So, like all of this stuff and it's really doing a number on our bodies, on our minds, on our nervous system, on our gut health. I mean, we could talk on
All
and on forever about all of the things that it's doing to us.
Yes. Okay, I wanna speak to the mamas for a second. Mamas, you get to learn how to do this for you because you get to teach your kids.
Yes.
I
Yes.
read a post the other day that hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, "When school got out, I had 3 months of nothing. Now, kids' time is completely filled up.
Mhm.
They have no time to be calm. They have no time to be creative. They don't have time to sit and read a book or play in the dirt or sit and talk to friends for hours.
Mhm.
Their time is packed.
Mhm.
So, mamas, learn how to calm your nervous system so you can teach your children how to calm their nervous system so that that stress doesn't live in their body and cause illness."
Mhm. Yeah, and we can actually pass on stress from one
Yes.
generation to another. It's generational stress, and it's kind of crazy that we can do that. But, so I highly recommend, yeah, because when we take care of ourselves, we
Mhm.
can better care for other people, and what a blessing that is if we can pass that on to our children, who can then pass that on to their children, of just knowing your body, paying attention to your body, paying attention to your mind, knowing the things that work to help to calm the nervous system, to help
Mhm.
you feel better, to help you release that stress. Wow, what a blessing that is. And we all have that power. And if you don't have kids, but you have people who look up to you, who listen to you, there's got to be other people in your life that you have some sort of an influence over. Think of how amazing that is for your own life so that you are now no longer living in that state of constant tension and stress and anxiousness all the time and allowed you're allowing and giving your body permission and your mind permission to relax and be calm and supporting it with tools that we talked about or whatever works for you. You know what allows you to be calm. So do that. And then it releases it. It's like a ripple effect. Other people around us are going to pick up on that. Oh,
Mhm.
wow. Christine, you're no longer stressed all the time. You're not biting people's heads off left and right.
Been
Like
there,
think
done
yeah,
that.
think about that. If you are the person who is like that angry, crazy person at work or at
Yes.
home, and everyone thinks of you as that like crazy person because you're always in that state of high stress, think about how incredible that will be and what a shock that's going to be to everybody when you all of a sudden are calm and relaxed. And
Mhm.
people are going to notice it. People are going to be like, wow, she is so much more cool and calm and relaxed, and she's not yelling at us for no reason anymore.
Yes. So
And
curious. Everybody comment. What is the one thing that really stood out to you that you want to try this week?
Yeah. What are you gonna start doing this week to calm your nervous system and continue on? Not just this week. You might start it this week, but continue on. I highly
Oh,
recommend.
yes, please, please continue, definitely.
And if you need to like put a sticky note up that literally just says breathe as
Yes.
a reminder. It's important because we don't think to do it. I know that we're all
No.
obviously we already talked about this about how our bodies naturally breathe, like the shallow breathing without us having to think about it. But sometimes we need to be reminded to just deep breathe. Big,
Yes.
huge breathe in that calm and breathe out the stress. And if we have a reminder, then there's no reason that we can't do that.
You can
So,
also put a timer on your phone.
mhm.
I did that for a while.
Yep. Yeah, you're
Okay,
watching
so
the phone.
we're, like, way over again. So what are
I
we talking about next week?
Ooh, next week, let's see. We are talking about what your body is telling you. And we kind of hinted on this earlier about listening to your body. And so we're going to deep dive on that of ways to listen to your body and what to do. So we're excited about that one. So tune in. We go live every Wednesday morning, by the way, for the Wellness Wake Up Weekly. Every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. So tune in. We share tidbits with you, helpful information, and we want to hear from you too. We want to hear what you're doing, what you're working on, what your goals are around your health and wellness, because we want to make sure that we're talking about the things that are important to you and how what we're sharing with you is important to you. And if it's working, if it's not working, because we want to make sure that we are forming our episodes around what your needs are. So,
Yes.
with that,
Agreed.
yes. With that, have an absolutely amazing day. As you can tell, the sun is shining here, even though it is bitter, bitter cold. It's a
Okay,
beautiful
so
sunny
I
day.
mine is too, but I have
Right.
a curtain. I have a curtain. You need a
I
curtain,
don't.
Carrie Marie.
I
Anyway.
don't have curtains because I live in the middle of the woods and the deer can look in on me anytime they want. The squirrels,
Yeah.
the birds, whatever.
All right, everybody have a beautiful day and be safe, and,
Yep.
you're in
Calm that
Arkansas?
nervous system.
Yes.